Hey guys, I'm back with another countdown video for you all, and I'm really sorry I haven't had any time to really edit any videos to put up on the channel. I also really haven't had much time to stream too often either, so I am sorry about that. One thing I wanted to update you guys on though is the lore videos. I do plan on doing them still, but it's just a lot of work, sort of like how the RuneScape timeline video I did was, so bear with me on that if you would please. I just want you guys to know that I definitely have not forgot about them. Also, one more thing, we're about to reach 40,000 subscribers on the channel, and I was thinking of doing another Q&A video, but also I was thinking of streaming once it happens, and having a massive Castle Wars event, and I would definitely let you guys know ahead of time when it's actually going to be happening. So if you would like to be a part of that, I think it could be really fun. With all that info out of the way, let's get the countdown started. Number 10. All the fairy rings around RuneScape are simply just a series of mushrooms in a circle. But did you guys know that fairy rings also exist in real life too? Basically, how they're formed is that once the fungus feeds off of the nutrients underground, the fungus then begins to expand outwards to form a near-perfect circle of mushrooms. In ancient times, fairy rings were considered to be hazardous, and that standing inside one for too long would cause nothing but evil in your life. Other cultures believed that good fortune could actually come from them also. Number 9. A long time ago in RuneScape, you could click your compass near your minimap, and that would reset your game camera to a fixed point. As botting increased around RuneScape, Jagex later removed this and put in something to help stop botters and Ghost Mouse users. If you look closely, your camera moves to the left approximately 1 pixel every 20 to 30 seconds. Not a lot of people have noticed this before, but this has been around for quite some time. Number 8. Back in 2004, when RuneScape 2 was first released after RuneScape Classic and was still very new, two-handed swords weren't held over your shoulder or with two hands like they are today. They were actually held like a regular longsword or short sword is, but still attacked the same way 2H swords do today. It wasn't until 2005 came along that they eventually had their animations reworked. Number 7. Speaking of the RuneScape 2 beta, when it first released, and I'm talking very first released, like a couple days after, every single weapon in the game had a special attack power bar, but instead of being called special attack, it was actually called special move charge. And above that were slots that you could click and you would perform your special move. As you can see, this iron sword also had a special move bar, however the slots never actually worked, and nothing was ever updated about them in-game, so they eventually were removed about 1 week after the beta had been released to members only first. Number 6. A long time ago, also in the older version of the RuneScape 2 beta, items in your inventory looked a lot different than they do today. One example of that would be rings. This is how normal gold rings look in your inventory nowadays, but back then, it was this giant thing here. That thing could probably fit around your neck. But in this player's case, I think he's planning on strangling Juliet with it instead of himself. Number 5. So you guys obviously know about the infamous wooden shield, right? Well, way back in the day, it actually, in your inventory, had a red trim around it, yet it didn't have red around it if you wielded it. Now it's just plain old brown. Number 4. In a previous facts video, I mentioned how the trunks of trees used to be very dark brown. Well, trees also had different leaf animations and designs. In this old picture, you can see that Karamja's trees look extremely different than how they do today. Number 3. So a lot of you probably already know this, maybe you just haven't thought about it for a while, and some of you I'm sure probably don't know about this at all, but back in the day, rats in RuneScape weren't always gray or black. They were purple. I have no idea why, but they were purple. Number 2. So Port Sarim actually used to look very different. Here's how it used to look in the older days of RuneScape. Personally, I think the ships look a lot better this way and they look more wooden. Also, speaking of the ships here at Port Sarim, how the hell is this one right here supposed to ever dock to Karamja when it's basically trapped by the other two ships on the sides of it? Number 1. If you travel to Jatizo and head all the way over to the most western watchtower, you'll see two guards shouting at each other. One is saying Jatizo is better, and the other one is saying Nidasunat is better. If you watch the cutscene, they actually shout the same insults that were used in the movie Monty Python and the Holy Grail. For example, they say your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries, but in RuneScape's case, it's winterberries. I can't believe I never noticed this before or even actually saw this during the Fremennik Isles quest. I guess it was sort of an Easter egg to be found. That's it for this countdown, guys. Thank you so much for always being so cool. I'd really like to thank Oscar here for donating to the YouTube channel via the support button on the channel. It really means a lot, Oscar, and I really appreciate you. I hope you guys had a great Easter weekend, and once again, I do plan on streaming soon after this video has been up and I've replied to some comments and stuffs. So definitely check that out. That's all I've got for you guys today, and I love you, and I will talk to you all later.